So Gloria and I are hanging out in the coop for a little bit. I did a little bit more of an inspection on her wound, and I don't like what I see. I also have done some more research on her feet, and while it is going to take a long time for them to get better, we are going to have to do a little bit more work. Maybe you have hay hanging out of your... There we go. We have to do a little bit more work, and it's going to require more than just me. So, I have a lady who knows more about this than I do and has had to do some work on Bumblefoot before on her flock, and she has offered to come help. So it's a procedure that involves like digging out the core of the cause of the Bumblefoot. And if you ever have heard of a planter's wart, that's kind of like what this is for fowl. So for turkeys, chickens, ducks don't really get it. Not that I've seen anyway, but mostly ones that have webbed or not non-webbed feet. So poor little Gloria, her little foot here, I'm gonna lift it up. You can see it. So all that padding and grossness underneath there has to come out. And while we've been soaking it, it's just not enough. It's been peeling, but we have to get the core out for it to truly heal. And it's gonna be tough. We're gonna have to actually patch up her feet after we're done here. I'm gonna have to change her bandages once a day, and we're gonna have to keep her in a really clean coop. So it's gonna be a little sad time for her, but it's winter time, so there's not much grazing that she can actually do anyway. Now this is funny. I'm in the coop here, and it's evening time, and the girls are starting to come in, and poor Gloria, she would like to roost as well. She's gonna get there. Another neat thing that's been happening with Gloria, she has laid eggs the last 3 days. Randomly. Now, as I've read, most turkeys only lay like 12 eggs a year, and usually in the spring. I predict, after doing some reading, that she's just a little confused because Cornholio keeps getting on her back, and she doesn't know why he's doing it wrong. So her poor little hormones are probably all messed up and doing some things to make her ovulate and lay eggs. She's really upset with me right now because I'm talking about her feet and all the things that we have to do to her, and then talking about her wound. And I want to show y'all her wound, so I'm going to move around here just a little bit. Okay, shuffle to the left there, baby. Okay, so I'm going to switch here. So my little girl here has a pretty nasty wound. Now her saddle helped it to actually stop bleeding and for it to heal over, but it still has a long way to go. And the lighting's not too good here, but it started out much smaller as an actual wound, but as the skin has healed, her feathers are starting to peel away. Let me switch this all the way around so you can't see this too well, but her feathers are actually peeling away from her skin right now. It is normal as the skin heals over. It was a big gaping wound before. And like I said, her skin has closed now, but her feathers are starting to come off. Now that could be from some of the treatment, and those two little white dots are actually new feathers growing right there. Some of the treatment that we've done is some wound clay and some penicillin shot. Of course, I've sprayed antibacterial stuff on her every day. When it started to rain over this weekend, we took the saddle off because it was made of denim, and I didn't want it to be something wet that's laying on her. Betsy, baby, I promise we'll make a Betsy video soon. I promise. But she's done really well, but we need to keep continuing to make her a healthier little girl. And the more that she spends time here, the more gentle she's becoming, and the more she's allowing me to really mess with her. So I'm going to get closer here on her feet. So if you can see the overgrowth that is here and here, it shouldn't be like that. She should actually be able to hold herself up a whole lot more, but instead she kind of has like where the middle of her feet are hitting the ground instead of her claws like this. I say claws, they're talons. But she's also a very heavy bird, and she's a different breed of turkey than Cornholio. And I know some of you may know this already, but we didn't go seek out Gloria. Someone brought her to us and reached out to us about her. So it's not that we were trying to find a partner for Cornholio, but you know, we aren't looking for breeding partners, just a companion. What we didn't know is that different breeds of turkeys don't mate well together and do it differently. There's no way I could have known that, baby. I'm sorry. He's just not doing it right. So it's sad to watch because I think they're both frustrated because it's nature and it's natural and it's hurting her. He shouldn't really be just standing on her and just continuing to stand on her and you know, stomp on her back. And poor her, she's laying there like, I'm ready. This is so ridiculous. And Betsy, I promise, baby. And, you know, it's hurting her. So his talon did get snagged on her poor little side. But like I said, it's looking better. But I just want to continue to do a little bit more work. I know it looks gross from there. That is actually something we call wound clay that's on her. And it is, it's by and from our vet. And it's just like a mask that gets put over her wound so that no bugs or insects can crawl in it. But she is doing good. She's a super sweet girl. She lets me love on her all the time. Her head looks so much better and healthier. Now we just got to get the rest of her. And as far as the mating stuff that goes, I mean, it may be that we can't keep her and Cornholio in the same pasture. You know, our first goals are to get her back to health. And then our vet is sort of doing some research on how this should go. But I had no idea that two different breeds of turkey would hurt each other in the mating process because they're not compatible. I know, I'm sorry. It's one of those things where I think she just swallowed, like, I didn't know either, and I just thought he loved me. He does love you, baby, I promise you. And I love you. So Saturday, when Tori comes to work on her feet, we'll do another video. But in the meantime, I just wanted you to have a little progress update on how our girl is doing. We'll put the saddle back on her now that it stopped raining. And that way she does have a little bit of time to graze before, and a little bit of yard time before this procedure. Because after she gets this procedure, she's going to need kind of a confined space to heal up in and make sure that it's clean and dry and that she doesn't get any further infection. So the saddle's necessary for a few more days. She doesn't look too upset about it. And we'll just see how it goes. And in the meantime, I guess I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make a video about Betsy, because Betsy's a little bit sad she hasn't had a one-on-one spotlight video.